Every farmer and gardener at some point has faced the frustration of a soil bed that just refuses to grow. You've tilled, watered and fertilized, yet the crops seem stunted, the leaves yellow, and growth, well, it stagnates. For decades, commercial fertilizers have promised solutions. But there is a lesser-known, historically proven additive that can transform tired soil in as little as 1 week. This substance was once widely used, then banned due to regulatory concerns, but its power to restore soil health is unmatched. This banned additive, though controversial, works by media group, soil microbes under microscope, time-lapse of improved soil structure, farmer tilling healthy soil, stock distribute equally, stimulating microbial activity, improving soil structure, and unlocking nutrients that remain locked away in depleted earth. Its effects are rapid because it addresses the root causes of soil fatigue rather than merely covering up deficiencies with surface nutrients. The hidden reason your beds refuse to grow: soil degradation is a silent enemy. Over time, repeated planting, inadequate rotation, and nutrient stripping leave beds compacted, lifeless, and unable to support healthy growth. Microbes that naturally process organic material die off, leaving the soil sterile and slow to respond. Even heavy application of fertilizers often fails, because the minerals cannot be absorbed effectively by plants when microbial activity is low. Historical agrarian records from Europe and Asia indicate that successful farmers always prioritized restoring microbial life alongside physical nutrients. The banned additive works precisely by revitalizing this microbial ecosystem, essentially reactivating the soil's innate fertility and turning dormant beds into productive ones within days. How this banned additive works to rejuvenate soil. The substance operates by introducing a concentrated dose of beneficial microorganisms, enzymes, and mineral compounds directly into the soil. Once applied, these elements colonize the bed, breaking down organic matter, releasing trapped nutrients, and improving soil texture. Unlike conventional fertilizers that act chemically and superficially, this additive works biologically, enhancing the natural processes that govern plant growth. Historical accounts of farms using similar methods describe beds that went from compacted and barren to fertile and loose in less than a week, producing strong seedlings and robust harvests. Microbial balance is key. Soils treated with this additive show an immediate increase in microbial diversity and activity. Microorganisms begin decomposing organic residues efficiently, releasing nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium in forms readily absorbed by plants. The structure of the soil improves as organic matter integrates into the mineral matrix, increasing water retention and aeration. Plants respond almost immediately, exhibiting deeper roots, greener foliage, and higher resilience against heat, pests, and drought. Now, when we look back at how farmers of old applied this additive, the methods were, well, deceptively simple. They would broadcast the additive evenly over prepared beds, then lightly incorporate it with a hoe or rake. This way, they'd make sure the additive touched the topsoil, but without disturbing those all-important microbial colonies underneath. Watering immediately after application helped the microorganisms establish themselves and spread throughout the soil. In some of the more advanced setups, farmers would layer organic compost or manure over the additive, giving those microbes a rich substrate to work with and really speeding up nutrient cycling. Timing was crucial too. Application was typically done just before planting or during soil preparation, so the nutrients would be released right when the seeds were starting to germinate. Farmers also understood the importance of environmental conditions. Soil temperature and moisture were monitored carefully, since microbes need a hospitable environment to thrive. Beds were kept damp but not waterlogged, shaded when needed, and protected from wind that could dry out the top layer. By respecting these conditions, historical growers were able to get the most out of the additive, achieving results that, honestly, modern chemical fertilizers rarely matched. These days, modern gardeners can safely replicate the same principle by using legal microbial inoculants that mimic the effect of that old, now banned substance. The first step is to prepare your bed, loosening the topsoil to improve aeration. Then apply the inoculant evenly across the surface, mixing it in gently with a rake, just enough to integrate it without harming those beneficial colonies. Water thoroughly to make sure everything is distributed evenly, and then let the soil settle for about 24 to 48 hours before planting. Adding organic matter like compost or well-rotted manure really helps accelerate results, giving the microbes something to feed on and thrive. The key is to keep an eye on your soil. Within a week, if you've done it right, you'll notice the texture and moisture retention improve, and you'll start to see early signs of biological activity, maybe a few earthworms or that telltale rich earthy aroma. Seedlings planted in these revitalized beds tend to grow more vigorously, establish roots faster, and handle environmental stresses much better than those in untreated soil. And, even small-scale gardens can see dramatic improvements with this method, which just goes to show that old and traditional techniques can still outperform the conventional chemical approaches. For example, vegetable beds, flower plots, and even small orchards all benefit from microbial inoculation. A tired tomato bed that struggled in previous seasons can bounce back quickly, producing lush, healthy plants in just a few weeks. Herb gardens in raised beds, when treated with microbial boosters, often show quicker germination and much more robust growth. Small-scale farmers using these techniques report higher yields, better soil texture, and a lot less need for chemical fertilizers. It's a method that's not just versatile and sustainable, but also rooted in centuries of agricultural observation, proving, really, that some of the most effective solutions were discovered long before modern science came along. If you found this guide helpful, and you want more insights into historical agricultural practices, sustainable farming, and practical ways to revive your soil, do consider subscribing to Husbandry. And, don't keep this knowledge to yourself. Share this video with fellow gardeners, farmers, and history enthusiasts who want to bring life back to tired beds. By combining historical wisdom with modern knowledge, we can create fertile, productive soil that thrives season after season, just as farmers did for centuries.